Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CSGO Clutch Podcast, sponsored by Prize Picks. My name is Adam Cohn. I am your host. It is Happy Friday, everybody. Dan, my co-host, my buddy, my pal, what's happening? Happy Friday.
Yeah, Adam, it is Friday, and it is a good Friday. Not literally Good Friday, but a good day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Or Friday, as the
I
kids would say.
Friday, yep. Um, the week's over. It's a beautiful night out there. So
It
excited
is.
for some Counter Strike tomorrow.
Well, at least
Kind
one of
of.
us is. We'll get
Ugh.
we'll get to this wonderful, beautiful slate where we already know we're playing a 3-3 on the slate, and there's going to be a 500 way tie for first place. Um, Anyway, as always, here on the podcast, we're going to go review the previous day's winning lineup. This is the lineup I went with. I went with Captain Hampus, Device, and a run back with Snacks. And I went Madden, Farlig, and Zen. So I had the right 3 FPX, just not in the right order. So Captain Zen was optimal. 115.5 DraftKings points. Madden and Farley. Device, 84.5 DraftKings points. One of the highest scorers, if not the highest scorer on the slate. You needed Rez to be paired with him, and Minio, which came out of nowhere. And if you listen to this game, the casters were like kind of surprised, considering when you look at the stats and you look at his rating, he hasn't exactly been the strongest performer. So he had his ceiling game. He really helped them win that game. He really, really did. If he didn't have that performance on Nuke and Mirage, they don't win that game. And they lose 2-0. Dan, what do you think about the winning lineup? Kind of somewhat straightforward at once now that we see this slate play out?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking maybe there would be two Anonymous, but Rez outscored everybody. So, and then Stico kind of shit the bed, so it didn't matter. Um, to have this other savings in order for.
Yeah, there were definitely people tilting about Stico. However, we did say $9,400 was an insane price tag for him.
Yeah, I'm surprised anybody actually played him, but that would have been the Stico would have been the key if you had two Anonymous, I believe, just because of the pricing.
Yeah. Well, the winning lineup was 475 DraftKings points. Three-way tie for second had 466. Had Captain Madden with Zen, a 3-stack of Nip, and Minio run back. So you needed the 3-2-1. Um, I was never considering playing Minio, but that's how you got the rest of the lineup to work. That ended up being optimal.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, folks, before we get into today's slate, we would like to remind you all to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, hit that subscribe button for us. Really helps us out here on the YouTubes by hitting that like button, commenting, and subscribing, and hit that notification bell next to it as well. That way, there you all know every single time when these podcasts drop. I'm going to be a quicker podcast today because the wonderful slate that we have is rather straightforward. So we have Team Vitality versus OG and Fnatic versus Complexity. I can't believe we're going to probably get a major with no Zywu.
Crazy.
As soon as Team Vitality lost and OG lost, it quite frankly didn't matter whether Astralis or OG lost. Team Vitality were getting bounced, in my opinion. I don't think they're good enough to beat this OG roster. What is it going to be, 1v5? Maybe 2 or 3v5 if you add Apex and Shocks in there. In that order, by the way. So, Dan, let's talk about it. Team Vitality versus OG, the first game here on the slate. Let's pull up the flex pricing. The immediate thing that stands out to me is Zywu was $8,400. And Flames is 9,200. Mantu's 86. I can't believe I'm seeing this. DraftKings, stop including players that are not on these teams anymore, please. Please stop it. They're not questionable. They're not on the team. Navarra's not on Team Vitality. RPK's not on Team Vitality. It's just no longer on OG. Oh, by the way, Dan, I'd like to apologize to everybody. Fessera did play for Hyenas, not that it mattered, or not would it matter if he had Cajun B either. HLTV had Cajun B in the lineup. The latest news that Dan and I saw was Cajun B was standing in for Fessera, I think it was. So DraftKings had that right, but like, don't play Navarra, don't play RPK, don't play Issa. Dan, what are you doing with this game with an $8,400 Zyro? I can't remember the last time Zyro was under 9,000.
I would actually probably gonna fade Zyro, just because I think OG's just gonna overpower everybody and put him in some awkward spots where he probably can't, go crazy.
I don't think he's going to be optimal for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Zyro literally is going to have to pull something right out his rear end to have Team Vitality have a shot.
Hmm?
Can Zyro do it? Sure, he's the best player in the world. Arguably.
Hmm? Will he? Probably not.
Well, I mean, it's between him and Simple. I just we play 3 OG and we move on.
Maybe get different with Nico and Alexi B, because as we've seen recently
Haven't we
that
followed in that trap before, Dan?
wait, what?
Haven't we fallen into that trap before?
Which one? The Alexi B trap or the Nico?
Yes, both.
Well, I mean,
Ni-
Nico's not horrible.
Nico owes me money. Just saying. I will say Team Vitality is getting some respect with Pinnacle. OG is only a minus 168 favorite. So, I mean, would you get different by playing anybody on Team Vitality rather than just Nico or Lexi V?
I'm sorry, say that again? I didn't.
Would you play anybody on Team Vitality as a way to get different? Instead of playing, like you said, Nico or Lexi B to get different in OG stacks.
Probably not.
Yeah, the only player I see myself playing is Zywo. Maybe even an Apex. I just think OG just stomped them.
Yeah.
Not like disrespectfully stomped them, like it'll be double digits in both maps. But I think OG is going to have the better stats by far.
Yeah, definitely. I guess so who would you pit if you had, let's say, Flames and Mantu? Um, so to be different, you play Nico. So you're foregoing Valda for Nico.
Hasn't Nico kind of sort of been the support player for this team?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is that me just tilting?
No, I think you're right on.
I mean, he's really helped the OG squad for sure. But ever since Flames has come in, he's been the Akindar of this team. He's changed the
Yeah.
dynamic of this team that much.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like 69 DraftKings points. His last 4 games. So from Blast, 51, 65, 41, 69. He hasn't been terrible. I don't see much of a ceiling with those numbers either. So, I mean, like, how much is he... How much are we really going to see out of Nico is more or less what I'm asking.
Yeah, I wish I knew.
I mean, you
But yeah, I
can...
mean, I guess that. Go ahead.
I mean, you can definitely play Nico or Alexia B to get better. Or to not better, get different. But, like, captaining them is probably the only way to get different with those two. And that is worrisome from a single entry standpoint.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Now, what were you going to say about it? I mean, I'm finding it really tough to make any kind of argument for Team Vitality.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine making starting with Flames, Valda, and Mantu, and then making everybody else fit.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a very popular 3-stack tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or for this slate, rather. I mean, it's just... Yeah. I mean, you can make that work. It's nice to see Valde not ridiculously overpriced. Okay. So we can... can you make any argument for team vitality? Obviously, if you're MMEing, it's a 2-game slate, you're playing everybody. With probably your lowest exposure to Fnatic. But if you're MMEing large field GPPs, you absolutely want team vitality exposure. You want at least like 60% Zywa at 8,400. That's like just a roundabout guess. He's going to be uber chalk. You get different by fading him. You want a one-off Apex, I'm fine with that. You want a one-off Shocks, I'm fine with that. I still want nothing to do with Masuda or Kyojin. They have looked so bad. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I'm completely fading Vitality. I think they get stomped. I think that if they put their tail between their legs and leave this tournament and either get rid of Kyojin or make another change.
They're not getting rid of Kyojin. I can tell you that right now. That they're gonna help build around him. It's just RPK's. He's benched. It's this team wants to remain a French team.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they're gonna make a change. Like if it might be Shocks. I don't know, but I just expect a change.
If Shocks decides, at some point this year, hey, this is my last year, I'm playing out my contract and I'm retiring, I can see that. I don't know what Zywo's gonna do. I mean, isn't this like? I mean, I really feel bad. Team Vitality looked so good when they were playing with a 6-man roster. They looked unstoppable. And then it's like, Valve's like, nope! 5-man rosters if you want to coach. Or whatever the situation was. Then, that means they get rid of Navera. RPK's benched. They bring in Kyojin to replace him. Masuda's gameplay, was become worse. Apex's has gone up. Shoxy's has gotten worse from like an overall standpoint. And Zywa is just doing what he can to anchor the entire team. Has anyone tweeted at Zywa and asked him how his back is? Just carrying this entire team on his back? Like, get the man some Tylenol or Advil. And maybe an ice pack. But anyway, anything else you want to talk about with this game, Dan? I don't want to spend little time on this entire slate. But the slate's pretty much straightforward.
I'm good.
All right. Before we get into the next game here, folks, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Prize Picks. Use the promo code CLUTCH. Again, that's promo code CLUTCH. For new depositors, you get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Massive promotion our friends at Prize Picks are dishing out for you all right now. You don't see 100% deposit bonuses matches in the industry anymore. Take advantage of that bonus. Again, promo code CLUTCH. New depositors get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Head over to prizepicks.com today. Or tomorrow, or whenever, but do it soon. You definitely want to play on Prize Picks. And as always, we have our Prize Picks segment coming up at the end of the podcast. In my opinion, part of the future of the DFS industry. Dan, second game on the slate. I'm really running out of things to say on this podcast. It's Fnatic versus Complexity. I am running out of things to say. 3 Complexity, move on.
I mean, yeah. Fnatic look really bad. Maybe play Crims at 5,200 as a run back.
I think he's going to be a very popular run back. So let's
Yep.
take a look at overall pricing real quick. I'm just going to pick OG and Complexity. They are the favorites. We're going to want to play Flames, Man 2. I'll just put Valde at captain. We're going to want to play Blame F. Maybe JKS. Leaves you 3,700. Maybe we don't want to play Valde. Maybe we go Nico captain. Okay. Still can't get back up here. Maybe instead of Nico captain, we go even cheaper. We go Lexi B captain. That gets me Valde. Actually, you can't do that. It's 4 OG. Maybe I go... I think it's going to be tough to fit 3 complexity, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely.
So, because it's going to be tough to fit 3 complexity on the slate, so, shout out Draftkings, we actually get something to talk about. Part of me just, I can't believe I'm saying this. Part of me just wants to game stack Team Vitality and OG and take 4 players from that game. Like three OG and a Zywo, 3 OG and an Apex, 3 OG and a Shocks.
That could be popular too.
Why do I have a feeling we're going to see multiple people at first place?
Uh,
It's possible.
Very possible.
So
It's just because you can't. There's like no way to really mix it up.
yeah. All right, folks. So the Pinnacle odds for this game: Complexity a minus 292 favorite against Fnatic. OG a minus 168 favorite against Team Vitality. Team Vitality only a plus 137 underdog. Fnatic is a plus 230 underdog. Poison's not someone I'm looking at touching right now. Again, if you're MMEing at a large field GPP, go do it. Here are his last 5 games. Okay, these are his last 5 games on DraftKings. DraftKings points only. 46, 12, that was the one gamer. 40, 46, 46. The last time he had over 50 DraftKings points was in the Fun Spark event against Havu. And that was 61 DraftKings points at 8,200. Now, can he have his ceiling game? Sure. He had 70 points against Navi back in Pro League. 78 points in Pro League against Renegades. 87 points against FPX. 84 points against Whistler Krakow. And that was back in IEM Katowice. So he has the ceiling, Dan. He's done nothing to prove it lately. But Fnatic's kind of sort of a get-right spot, isn't it? What do you think, Dan?
I think the slate sucks.
Yeah. Well, besides that, so Poison's someone that can break the slate. Poison's someone that can break the slate. His last 5 DraftKings games, he hasn't gone higher than 46 DraftKings points. If you're MMEing, get some exposure. If you want to take a stand and say he breaks the slate, go over. His recent performance has not been worth a ceiling level performance. I think an interesting way to go is Blame F or JKS, Config JKS, Poison JKS, Config Rush. I can't believe I'm saying Rush is playable on the slate.
What about Golden?
I will kick you off the podcast right now.
I think right at this point, I think I'd be okay with that.
What do you think we're going to say? Here are Golden's last 5 games. ESL Pro League versus Virtus Pro. 24 DraftKings points. 31, 17, 25, 19. We're not playing Golden. Golden right now is too busy trying to figure out how to IGL this team. No. For Fnatic, this is so tough. I apologize, folks. I'm literally trying to come up with arguments to try and play any sort of the underdogs. I can't. This should be as easy of a slate as we're going to see. Team Vitality have looked bad. They're not the number one ranked in the world anymore. And Fnatic look broken. Even Brolin and Crims look a little, I'm not going to say defeated, but they look broken. Like, Crims might be a very popular run back, Dan. Like, to your point earlier, he could definitely be a very popular run back. I mean, Brolin's only 6,800. He might be a popular run back. I don't even mind JW at 4,600, honestly. I mean, I know he isn't hopping anymore, but still, $4,600 JW? Definitely something to be interested in hearing on the slate. But what do you think about Rush? I think he's playable. Dan? Having a couple of technical difficulties, folks. Looks like Dan's computer just died on him. So, sorry about that, folks. So, we'll see if we can get Dan back here as soon as we can. But in the meantime, so let's go back to the Rush point. Rush is only $5,600. And because Rush is only $5,600, he could definitely be, I wouldn't say I'd go and captain him. I could think of crazier ideas on this slate. But I would definitely say Rush is, he makes things work. Okay, so he definitely makes things work. So let's take a look at Rush's stats over the last couple of games here. Hang on a second. So Rush here over the last, come on. Rush's stats over the last couple of games. DraftKings points wise, 41. Again, 19 against Team Vitality. That was the one gamer. 23 against Astralis. 26 against Furia. 41 against Big. So I'm trying to see if we go back to FunSpark. He had 68 against Havu. 24 against Fours. I'm trying to see which is a weaker team to see if he's done anything else. He went off against Navi for 72 points. Renegades, 79. Fnatic aren't as bad as Renegades, but they look might look worse. I think Rush is fully playable on this slate. He's $5,600. I think if he gets us between 50 and 60 points, we're looking good if there are other plays hit. So I am going to continue to go through the podcast here. Dan is currently rebooting his computer. So we'll see if we can get him back here on the podcast. And while we're waiting for Dan, I'm going to go over my core value, GPP, and we're going to go over our core value, GPP, and favorite team stack segment. My core play for this slate is going to be, it's going to be rotated between Flames, Mantu, and Valde. I'm going to go Mantu against Zyro. I can't believe this. Actually, no. Sorry. Take that back. It's Flames. I know Flames is 9,200. I don't care. He's too good. I think he overpowers a lot of the Team Vitality team. I will say a GPP play for me on this slate is going to be Mantu. I understand it's Zyro on the other side. I just think Mantu's looked way too good recently. I want to be playing Mantu as a GPP play. Favorite team stack, obviously, for me is OG. Value, Rush. I think Rush is 100% viable. Okay. So, sorry about that, folks. Excuse me for the technical difficulties here. So let's go ahead and, before we get into the prize pick segment, again, we'll try getting Dan back. Let's just preview what we have here for the next couple of days in Flashpoint. And we have Sprout versus FaZe on Sunday and Nip versus Hyenas. I can see FaZe advancing, as well as Nip advancing. However, I wouldn't put it past Sprout to upset FaZe, but I think FaZe definitely showed a lot against G2. So leading in, folks, what we're gonna have is Sunday. Then after Sunday, it's a couple-day break. Get back on Wednesday, Double Pony versus Astralis, and Big versus Mouse Sports. Let's head over here to events. Let's take a look how Epic League CIS is turning out. So currently, teams with a 1-0 record are Navi, Force, Team Spirit, Gambit, Entropic, Virtus Pro, Trident, and Namiga Gaming. Kind of not a surprise to anybody. K23 has a loss. I don't know much of the other teams here. Let's see. Where are some of the other schedules here? So if we head to matches. Saturday, if you're interested in some Epic League CIS action, we have K23 against Marlian, Akuma versus Grand, and In-Game versus Banca Pepsi. On Sunday, we get some of the more other teams that y'all may know of. We got One Win versus 100 PG. We have Navi versus Entropic. Simple versus Elan. That's going to be a fun matchup. Fours versus Namiga. On Monday, we have Team Spirit versus Gambit. That's going to be fun. And Trident versus Virtus Pro. All right. I think Dan's still having some connection issues. We're going to go over our prize pick segment here on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go over 3 prize picks plays. I'm going to tell you why I like them. So we're going to go here. And let's see. A lot of good plays here. I'm going to go Norber under 39.5 versus Marlian. 39.5 is a lot for anyone to hit in any given game. Zywu 43.5. I will take the under. Valde 37.5. I kind of want to take the over on that one. That's a tough line. That's a really good line. Oh, Dan has returned to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, sorry, a little technical difficulty there.
I was trying to stall for time, Mr. Dan.
My Mac is a few years old, and I think the battery life isn't very good, so it must have accidentally unplugged it.
Gotcha. Alrighty, Dan. Well, I've gone over my core value GPP and favorite team stack for this slate. And I started going over my prize picks and was previewing some of the Epic League CIS stuff. So, is there anything else you want to talk about with Fnatic and Complexity?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I guess maybe like
I did talk up Rush as a way to get different in Complexity. I can't believe I did that, but I don't mind Rush against Fnatic.
Look, I don't think that Fnatic have a chance, especially since they've been playing so bad. But I would say of both matches, maybe Fnatic has the best chance to upset. So
over Team Vitality?
Well, actually, I don't even know. Because they have Zywu, so it's like... Yeah, this is a tough one.
Yeah. Alrighty, go ahead. Core value, large field GPP play, and favorite team stack.
Core is going to be Mantu.
Yep, I was on Flames. I was debating back and forth between the two.
Value.
I went with Rush.
How much is Rush?
5,600.
Yeah, I'm good with that. And then GPP, I'll go with Crim. Well, God damn.
Crims is another value play.
Yeah, that's why. So, Alexi B.
I like it. All right, favorite team stack? Mine's OG.
Yeah, OG.
Yep, not surprising. Alrighty. So we're going over here on Prize Picks. I have Norber under 39.5.
Oh yeah.
Zywoo under 43.5, and I'm taking the over hesitantly on Valde at 37.5. I also don't mind the under on Config at 39.5. And yeah, I also don't mind under on Snatchy at 38.5.
Who are they playing?
A Go is playing Anonymous.
Yeah,
All right,
kind of like that one
give
there
me
actually.
give us 3 DraftKings picks here.
Draftkings pick.
Prize picks, my bad.
Oh, go with man. There's so much to pick from.
Mm-hmm.
Go with cello. So XELLOW under. I'll go
Oh,
with
up here. Okay, under 39.5.
yep.
Okay.
Um, go with Speedy under.
Yep. I don't know who NLG was, but that was kind of my inkling too.
Speedy, yeah, he kind of sucks. And then I mean, I want to re-emphasize Norbert under.
I
And
don't know much about
then
the Smarlian team, but 39.5 is tough for anybody to hit.
yeah, no, it's and we say that, and then they go over it by like 13 kills, like
Or
Sensei today.
over or under by 1.
Yeah, yeah, it's always closer, like not even close.
I
But
mean, you gotta love the half a points. Alrighty, Dan. Anything
so
else you want to talk about here on this slate, or should we head out of here?
now let's call it a night, man. This was a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be very tough to differentiate your lineups. We definitely encourage everybody get some action over here on Prize Picks.
Yeah,
That way they don't have that 10,000 weight type of first place.
yeah. Prize
Um,
Picks is going to be the way to go for tomorrow. I think I would encourage anyone to
yeah,
stay away from DraftKings.
definitely take some shots on Prize Picks. Again, you're only playing against the line, and yeah, you can follow Dan on Twitter at Wandelch, WANDELCH. You can follow me on Twitter at AdamWX21. Our Twitter account is going to debut next week. I've got one last thing I have to do for that, and we will debut that probably sometime early on in the week. And then I will have another big announcement, hopefully sometime around the beginning of June or the end of this month. So, Dan, anything else you want to talk about? Should we head out of here?
I'm good, Adam.
Alrighty.
It's been a good week.
All right. Well, glad you got you back for the podcast. And folks, good luck on this slate. Have a great weekend. Latest, peoples.